Kia ora whānau and welcome to Whakatane Touch Tournament here 2023. Happy New Year to all of you joining us early in the year. It's been a fantastic day so far here at Whakatane Rugby Park. We're very lucky to be back with the tournament this year after a couple of years off and the hiatus from Whakatane, but we're back. The action is as good as ever and we're coming out here for our 35 men's final between Galaxy and Full Circle. Galaxy just coming out with the ball there now. They'll be in their black singlets. Full Circle in the grey. I'm joined in commentary by Pittman, one of the legends of New Zealand Touch. If you just want to introduce yourself and how you've been going this weekend.
Kia ora whānau, very privileged to be a part of the Whakatane Touch Tournament in its 35th anniversary. Currently the New Zealand head coach for the Open Women's and obviously part of the Auckland setup and part of the playing up setup. But basically here just to monitor the New Zealand HP reps that we have on show and make sure I've got my finger on the pulse.
Awesome. Well, it's fantastic to have you here with us, Peter. Thank you for giving up a little bit of your time. I know you've got a final to prepare for a little later in the evening, and of course we wish you all the very best for that one with the playing up women's side. But this game on hand is our 35 men's side, and I'm sure you'll know a few of these players well.
Yes, there's a few players that I'm very familiar with. They've got actually ex-New Zealand reps, provincial reps right across the board. So it should be a very exciting match. Probably control will be key today in terms of how they control the ball consistently and ensuring that they've got a relevant defence system and obviously attack.
An early strike there by Galaxy. Touch is called by the looks. It was Galaxy with first use of the ball there in the black singlets. Fast start for them, but defended well there by Full Circle. Fantastic play there. Galaxy walk one in the corner.
A little bit of a latch and late play there. You know, it's something that we try and finish, that latching and dragging that middle in and a switch and then a 2v1 on the outside there. So they'll probably never try and die with the ball, which is the key. So a little bit disappointing, I would have to say, in terms of what we try not to make happen and isolate the ball and make them go big. But it should be interesting. We've got Stevie Wall on the ball here. He's very experienced, so plenty of attack coming at Galaxy here.
Yeah, as we see the replay just down in the bottom corner there, that was the latch, and there's the 2-on-1. As explained there by Peter, that's well executed by Galaxy. As mentioned, there's some players out here that have played at the very top level for a long, long time. There'll be no shortage of expertise, and there's Stevie going for it. Touch there, though, by Galaxy.
33 platform there they're running with a dummy decoy hitting link, and then they just switch off and give to the splitting middle. Very common play around throughout all our teams now.
And how have you seen, I know you've been involved for years and years, how have you seen the development in terms of rolling out plays that everybody's familiar with and increasing the knowledge base?
I think the plays are quite generic across the country. I think it's the accuracy of the platforms that they put the plays together with. Very interesting there. And what I mean by platforms is how they set up in terms of where they set up on the field in conjunction to the try line and the sideline. So it's those intricate details that divide the winners from the losers, basically.
So we'll see a lot of action similar across teams. Like you say, it's execution of how detailed they are with where they set it up, how they execute it, the angles they run, the timing of the pass. That will separate these teams. And the good thing about these 35 men's players is they all know what they're trying to do. It's just making sure the body keeps up with the brain a lot of the time.
And interesting, we see it at a speed. They probably feel it at a different speed. You know, in their minds, they're running, 100 miles an hour. Obviously not so, but still, they enjoy the game, and we've got some good components of the game on show here. When I talk about platforms, in that one there, like it was a narrow scoop as such, went short side, didn't get a beat, and then they're not defining space as such. So a lot of the game now is how they're getting through the field, how they come onto the field, and then how they finish their setup or execute their strike as it would be.
Yeah, so we can see Galaxy just working into their areas here to set up that, though. Good touch there. Yeah, touch call just up on the 7 there.
Kicks out to a 32 platform, picks and goes short side and gets touched with a diving touch there. You know, a lot of physical plays. I think if they get a little bit more technical, they'll get a better outcome due to the fact that as much as we know all each other's plays, we actually know each other's defences as well. Yeah, so rather than playing who's the fittest and fastest, they need to add a little bit of smartness in with their platforms and what they're doing. Again, a bow up and check back to a middle W pick, going short side and then just getting touched at half. So they're playing very physical at the moment, as physical as you can get at 35. I think if they add a little bit of technicality to the physicality, you know, the outcomes will be a little bit different. And as I say that, we got the man coming on the field. Congratulations to Peter Walters for his Service to Touch award. Very, very well earned and deserved. And what it does, it opens up our sport in terms of the recognition that people get right across the country. So him being, you know, not the first, but one of, really is good for our game in terms of there's a lot of people at grassroots that, you know, start there and really give a lot to our game. Our game being that game of whānau.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I've talked to a few people who jumped in the commentary, but the importance of us being able to broadcast events like this as well, share it out and get it seen by as many people as possible, because there's a lot of skill, work, effort in behind these touch tournaments and events that we just want to share with the country, because it's an incredible event here.
I'd have to say this is probably the most prestigious tournament that we have in the country, without a doubt, hands down. You know, I remember coming back here back in the 80s as a young man, you know, starry-eyed, trying to find my wife, which I did, thank God, and now I'm back here, you know, 30-odd years later, you know, with my children and my children's children. So, and you'll find most families are the same.
Yep. It's a touchdown there, just a little skip on the outside, lovely bit of footwork just to beat the touch there on the outside. Strolled in the corner, double the lead there for Galaxy, put them up 2-0 here in the 35 men's final. So we see the replay here, just down in the bottom corner. Just bouncing for position.
Oh, that's the first one.
Oh, that's the first try,
they're replaying there. I think Stevie will, we've full circle really got to pick up in terms of their roles and responsibilities. Like Stevie's, he's putting out the instructions there, so...
Here's that replay in the corner. Just there, lovely bit of footwork to beat the touch. Nothing really too exciting in the play, just nice footwork and a good bit of speed.
Yeah, man, and a good finish down the sideline. We've got Stevie Wall, and he's running the show, and Brian Adams trying to get around on the sweep. Just a little bit of confusion there. Full circle, just playing a little bit tight to the 7, which doesn't give them a strong, positive forward platform. That's a little bit better there. And what a great play.
Yeah, lovely there, follow.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, you can see the 2 plays previous, like you said, just weren't able to get the good forward there that they're after, but that follow there just caught them in nothing in the middles for Galaxy. Good finish by Full Circle.
Yeah, and I think it's about holding their range so they get a direct, strong platform going forward, as we see the replay here. Stevie puts it, they've got a good range in terms of where they come, pulls them corner, doesn't pull them too hard. He latches to his shoulder, which pulls them very hard, and then Brian Adams comes on the sweep and then comes back on the inside. Good line. Opens up that gate and frees them up. And we've got the master on the ball now. Let's see what Pete comes up with. I mean, for a man his age, he's in very good condition, and he's always prided himself on being in that condition. It's been a factor of his all his life, and to give him dues there, it's really worked for him, you know. So he'll be at many more Whakatanes, you know, playing out there like a spring 35-year-old.
And what an absolute role model too for our players coming through the men's grades at the moment, to see how he can continue his involvement and still be both an active member in helping these tournaments, but out there on the field as well.
And what he's done, a lot of people won't know, is around the world, he probably has the biggest touch club, bar none, worldwide. Yeah, and that's including the Australians. No one's got a setup or has created a setup like he has with what he's given to the game, which is, it's a feat in itself how he keeps it going.
Yeah, and as you said, absolutely well deserved his recognitions for contributions to touch.
Interesting there, but again, the range of that play puts pressure on the release, so they run a sweep early release, short long. They just need to open up that space and get a direct platform to give them a stronger, which will then tighten up the defensive side on the collapse and really define that space. So, just some little technicalities there.
Yeah, and for our layman's terms at home, that's pulling that defensive link and wing in just a little bit further, so the corridor to throw that over just becomes a little bit more open, and we walk it in there as opposed to having to dive for it.
Interesting, they run it left to right as well, like usually we would run it right to left.
Yep.
But if you're playing a short long, it's the way to play it, left to right, and it gives you that better release. Interesting there, so they're trying to get a 32 pick, and Galaxy are pushing their link.
Yep.
So they've got to do a little bit better, well, a lot better work in ensuring that they engage that middle if they're going to run that.
You can see Peter there looking at every play as it comes, itching to get on.
Oh, he times it very, very clever. You notice he hasn't been doing much defence, but he certainly will.
Yeah, it's like he's in the NFL. He's the attacks team.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I've had the privilege to play with him, or do yards for him, as it would be.
Oh, look at that, the maestro, doubles.
A little bit of a check-off play there, wrap late. See, they're bringing the class.
Yeah, check this on the replay. You see him there, a little show.
Yeah, late.
Yeah,
short.
Who's back involved?
Tips. Jingo, see? Rewinding the clock there.
Yeah, the magician.
It's interesting. Full circle, we've got, I counted before, 12 players maybe, so it'll be interesting how they are body-wise.
Yeah. Good touch called there.
Yeah.
Had to be made.
Yeah, good diving touch there.
Yep. As we close in on the final, about 3 minutes left in this first half here. Has been Galaxy executing better than Full Circle, and with the deserved lead at this point. They find themselves ahead on the scoreboard as our 35 men's final here at Whakatane Touch Tournament. The 35th anniversary of what is a phenomenal tournament. Coming up just after these games, we've got the women's Open Women's Final and then the Open Men's Final. Two cracking games that we can't wait to get into. But this is the 35 men's final. It is Galaxy with the lead, and they'll have the set here going into their attack zones.
Penalty given, bit of a bad body position there. Didn't give the toucher anywhere to move, and the referee calls that it went to the advantage of the attacker. Sometimes a 50-50, but that's how it is. So ref doing a good job though, and it's at this stage it's still anyone's game at 2-1.
And I have to say I've been impressed with the refs all day. There's been some fast-paced games, there's been some close games, tight calls, big calls, and they've been in the right spot. They've been on lines or in lines, and they're making good calls all day. So full credit to the refs. Without them, we wouldn't be able to have a tournament.
And I absolutely endorse that. I've been in the game for a while, and no doubt had some words with referees, but in saying that, I've really developed a relationship where I think it's more of a learning environment, as much as they're like us, we're learning the game of touch. They learn how to referee the game of touch, so it goes both ways. So it's very, very interesting. They have a huge, when we talk about what can we do better at the top level, they have a huge influence on how the game's played, and that's why it's so important to actually promote refereeing as such. Without good referees, we won't have good touch, because they just coincide. Any good game that you're watching, no matter what the sport is, the ref has a huge part of making that game a successful part.
Yeah, big shout out now to all of our refs across the weekend. Obviously we had our drop-off shootout last night, and some refs out there doing double shifts. They're out here again today, weathering the rain, just like the players are. Good dive there. Touch,
Interesting there. You'll watch Peter Walters, and he usually loads, being left-handed, he'll usually load left to right. It's his primary attacking side. So if you ever play against him, you try and make him go to the right side or do something that will then take away from his release.
Untidy there, full circle.
Yeah, and full circle, if they're going to stay in this game, they just need to control their exits and ensure that they control their sets, give themselves an opportunity.
Yeah, at this point, Galaxy deserved leaders, just their execution ahead of full circles at the moment. And there's the Hoodle signal final touch, so see if they put something on. The touch there will call it. So that's the end of the first half in our 35 men's final between Galaxy in the black singlets and Full Circle in the grey. We are counting down. This is our third to last game of the weekend here at Whakatane Touch Tournament 2023. Joined in commentary by Peter Mcintyre. Good first half. You can see what they're trying to do. We just want to see a little bit better execution from both sides.
Yeah, I think Galaxy, obviously at 2-1, have had the better control of the ball, and their primary is doing a little bit more work. I think if Full Circle are going to stick in this game, they really need to make sure they get off their line and make every set count. I mean, it's pretty basic. You hold the ball, you keep control. And then I think they need to get a little bit more technical. Everything's physical in terms of what they're trying to achieve. Full Circle. Yeah, so if they get a little bit more technical in terms of adding some collapse in terms of not a running race but a collapse defence, they'll get better outcomes. In terms of Galaxy, just keep the grind going. I think they've got more subs, so if they pick up the pace and make sure that their workers grind the Full Circle guys down, they're going to have a very good outcome at the end in terms of their back end.
And it's finals touch football, so it's the little things that matter. There's no second chances here. They've got 15 minutes left to make their mark on this game and finish their tournament on a high. So the detail is really important here. We've talked about just some improvements to be made for both sides in their execution. It's been a quality final, especially Galaxy. They've executed their plan, as we see the maestro himself there getting involved in everything.
So we'll see what happens in the second half, but Full Circle start with the ball, so they've got an opportunity here to really knuckle down and have a good crack at the line.
See they're set up middle of the park at the moment, just drifting.
This time we're going to the sweep and give. Was he on? I don't know, ref.
Touch called.
That's better though, better platform for Full Circle. At least they're not just going to a full-out pick first and foremost.
Oh, just lost the footing there.
Although it has been wet today, I think the players have done really well considering. There's a consistent mist around, but it hasn't been pouring. A couple of stages we have had a bit of rain, but it's all part and parcel. The rain's falling on both teams on the same field, so it's who can control that ball and keep consistent and getting off the field in their transition as the master comes on, showing the ball left and right, and he gets an outcome. It's amazing, That's what you get when you get an award from the Queen. Look, you get smart as you do it.
Yeah, and he is out there on the ball for Galaxy.
So let's see, he'll set up to his left side. He won't be happy with that platform, you know.
No.
Like, yeah.
2-on-1. Oh, good cover touch.
Good cover. Great cover. And they done the latch play again.
Yeah.
They're getting on that little latch on the shoulder late in 2v1, but great cover.
Yep.
All the full circle boys running for the box. They need to be running for the try line, not the box. Yeah. They need some soldiers going forward here.
Yeah, and you mentioned a little light in their box, full circle, so as this game wears on, especially as they're still trying to play pretty physical, it could wear them down here in the later part of this half.
Yeah, and if Galaxy are smart, they'll press their D really hard to really keep them out of the zone and make them turn into a physical running race, you know, through transition. Especially when they're still looking quite, you know, quite fresh, Galaxy. A couple of the younger boys on the field now. Gets a middle and short side. Takes them short side. Offloads, and what's the ref calling here?
No, we're going to go penalty.
This is better. This is better by full circle. This is way better.
Yep.
That's the third touch.
Yep, they've got their sub-box in too.
Yep. Got the strike on. Stevie Wall being the primary. Gets forward, that's good. And there's this. Just a little bit of a discipline issue there, so a little bit unfortunate.
It was a lot better out of their exit there, though. Full circle.
Yeah. They really kicked into a system there, so they've got it. They just need to have the legs to, you know, pull it out of the hat now. Yep. And usually it's just some comms. It's just a word, you know, like it just needs a word to engage them into their exit plan. The Maestro's on the ball now. See what he's got. He'll go to that left middle so he can then kick back off his foot and go left to right. Or he loves that left to right.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to say good cover.
Yeah, same here. I think Stevie got out there.
Yeah.
That's, ref's having a little bit of a corridor. Oh, okay.
Penalty. Stevie asking what for. It was a great cover.
Yeah, rightly so. Being the captain.
Even if he's not, I think we'll ask.
Galaxy just going into a control mode now. I think if they get one here, they'll be pretty hard to get back from.
Yeah. Especially the way they control the tempo. Good low.
Oh.
Missed. Touchdown for Galaxy. That one probably, as you say, puts them out a little too far to chase down now for full circle.
Still a little bit of time on the clock, but I think with the energy that they need to pull this off, I think that's what it's really about. So if Galaxy go to a grind and push their D, they could wrap this up. But, you know, stranger things have happened. It's sport.
Absolutely. As we see the replay here, thanks to One Foundation. It is a nice low there. Miss on the diver.
Yeah. And I think he got caught a little bit loose. Then he came a little bit hard, and then he got caught over the top there.
He's full circle, just trying to manipulate some shape here. Ooh, physical one.
Ooh, I don't know about that one.
No, it's probably a raised elbow.
Yeah. But anyway, that's why we're commentators and they're refs.
Yep.
Latch, Stevie.
Oh.
A little bit better though. At least they're being a little bit more adventurous. This is where Galaxy have been, you know, probably consistently better, is getting off the paddock.
Yep.
That's first touch. Oh, that's off the mark, but that's second touch.
Yeah, their transition's been excellent. The way they get in and out of their sub box there, and look at this. They got numbers. That's a lovely pass. He's got numbers. Oh.
It's the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yep.
There's a little bit of basketball going on here. I don't know what to say about that, but awesome.
Yep.
Entertainment at its best.
Winding back the clock a little bit to 35 men's. Yeah, that was...
He loves to kick off that foot there.
As we see that replay here. Oh, there it is.
Engaged him, collapsed the short side, defined a little bit of space. 2v1 draw pass. Beautiful in the corner.
Yeah, Galaxy just find the overlap there again down the left side. It's the draw and pass they got there in the end. Bounce off the right. There's 1, 2. And the put down's easy in the end for Galaxy. That pushes them out 4-1 as we get midway through the second half here. It is the 35 men's final between Galaxy in the black and Full Circle in the grey.
That's a little bit better. 33 peel, going to a link. That's good. It's great to see its expansive touch, you know, to see they've still got components of the game as the game advances. It's quite pleasing to see. And again, you know, Galaxy get them into a grind. You know, they're either getting to a transition or getting double sets, which is wearing Full Circle down. I wouldn't be surprised if Pete comes on the field again. Oh, and just as I say that, here he comes.
Yep. Nothing says enter Pete like a full set in the attacking half.
Yeah. Just manipulating. Hey, the king of manipulation. Oh, he's going to a Geordie.
And gets the penalty.
Yeah.
Looks at the ref, asks him if he knows who he is. And
I didn't think it was that bad. You know, like it's quite a static one. You know, like he's still got to have control there. But anyway, again.
Yeah, shows his Queen's Service Medal and the whistle blows. No, take nothing away from how controlled he is, still on the ball.
Yeah. And he's controlling the time as well. Yep. You know, like, so now we're getting into a stage where Full Circle time becomes the enemy, and they've got to start pushing things. So he goes to a Geordie. I don't think he got over that, but again, you know, he's going left to right.
Oh.
I don't want to let all his secrets out, but he always kick back to that left to right. You know, being a left-handed person. Oh, and it's a penalty. So
here they come, Full Circle.
That's better.
It's better shape out.
Yeah, that's better.
Oh, unfortunate there. We put the commentator's curse on, and it's Stevie there. He'll be gutted.
Isn't fatigue a beautiful thing, eh? Stevie's been a fit man all his life. He thrives on that physical stuff too. I remember him as a young open mix, you know, amazing middle. He's done some huge things with the Bay of Plenty and New Zealand Open Mixed world titles, and it was always his physicality, and he was, till the end, a very good component of the game. There's a good cover touch there.
Yeah, good slide in.
Yeah, run a little follow. Good little change up.
Just set a couple of plays on the 7 here for Galaxy. Getting up quick as Full Circle, trying to put some pressure on one side.
Not the best finish. They've got to actually either finish through the line or throw the ball long. You know, just play the time, play smart, and push this defence. Don't let them get out of the zone. Don't let them transition out as Stevie pushes it wide. Someone's got to get forward.
Calling for a drive there, Stevie is. Here we can go.
just the platform there, like he tells them to drive, but he's just driving directly rather than working shoulders, going to the outside gate, turning him in, opening up the gate, you know, just those little technical fundamentals that are actually going to give you better outcome. And that one there, he sort of drove to the wrong side, got in poor body position and got a poor zone for Chrissy to even pick off anyway. And here, as we talk, here comes the master and they direct forward. He loves that no-look pass. Yeah. He'll be sitting on the ball soon. He scores it and sits on it, you know, like it's one of his traits.
Just got it on a string. It's special to watch.
And I think it makes Whakatane special as well. You know, there's been a lot of great clubs that have participated in this tournament over the years. Tato, Freezing Hot, Galaxy, Bullets. We've got some young ones coming through now, younger clubs, the likes of Waitere, you know, even Pearl Jam playing up. You know, they've all had their part in it. We had the likes of Falcons back in the day and Puma, a few I could remember, you know, it's all part and parcel of having that history of our game. Yep. And why Whakatane is so reputable over the years, 35 years, you know, if you say you've done something for 35 years, you've actually been committed pretty big, you know, and our game has actually advanced.
And any team or club, you know, that have said they've done something, they've done it here at Whakatane.
Oh yes,
it's come through here.
It's the benchmark. Yep. It is absolutely the benchmark. You know, there's a couple of things that you want to do. You want to win a Whakatane, you want to win a national title, and you want to beat Australia. I've been fortunate enough to do all three in the same year, and not many people have. But it's something that you strive to do in the game.
Yep.
But Whakatane is a big one on the list. Absolutely.
Oh, and we're so privileged to be able to have all of this on our doorstep. I mean, it's not the beautiful sunny summer day we're probably used to down here at Whakatane, but look, the event is just as good, just as strong. What a tournament.
Well, it's interesting. The crowd is building, you know, like now with the new format of the field flipped around, you know, which meant no one's actually seen. It should do for a real good couple of finals, you know, coming up. And in the women's final, we have obviously playing up versus Bullets, which is
big game.
The true fought battle that's been done over the last nearly 10 years. Those are two of the big players in the women's touch. And then we've got Waitere versus the new boys on the block, Pearl Jam, who have been probably the team of the last couple of years that have come through the ranks. So they're going to be a couple of good finals, you know, so very exciting. So anyone out there that wants to get down to the park at Whakatane and come and support, by all means, you know, like we're very lucky to have the One Foundation as a supporter of our lovely game, and obviously the Whakatane City Council and the Whakatane Touch, you know, District Council, sorry. So we've got heaps of people to be thankful to. I just want to say a big thanks to the organisers and the committee from Whakatane Touch. I've been a part of this for a very long time, and you know, it's a thoughtless job, you know, like the only time you'll see someone is when they've got a complaint, or you know, so but no one comes to thank you for all the wonderful work. You know, the ropes just don't get put out by themselves, and the fields don't get painted, and the draws don't get done put up, and there you go.
Yeah, and that will bring the end of our 35 men's final. It was Galaxy in the black singlets. They take out the win there over Full Circle. And deserved winners in the end. They're more clinical, executed at a better efficiency, and in the end deserved winners of our 35 men's competition here at the 35th edition of Whakatane Touch Tournament. I've been privileged enough to be joined in commentary by Peter Mcintyre. He's going to have to shoot very shortly to organise his women's side for their final coming up. And Peter, firstly, thank you for all your expertise in today's call. Secondly, massive good luck and go well in today's final. Thanks for joining us.
Just with that, I'm actually the chef. I've been given my title as the chef now. I oversee the Playing Up Club in terms of giving them some support I don't have that much. My daughter actually has taken the role of coaching the women's now, which I'm very proud of. Obviously, my other daughter plays and my granddaughter plays, so I've got some big ties there. But to be honest, I just want to sit down with my mokas and enjoy the game. I will be back for the men's, however, since our team is not in that final, which I oversee as well. Just as a an older person and that's been around for a while, obviously, and I like to keep an eye on our HP athletes. But thank you very, very much. And it's a special thing to be a commentator at Whakatane. You know, I've played many a time out there with a lot of those clubs. I have a huge alliance to Taro being one of my whānau clubs, and obviously due to the fact that I come from Auckland, I don't go back that way too much. But even I've been a part of a lot of great setups here and very privileged. So thank you very, very much.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time, and we'll see you back a little bit later. Right, and for those of you watching at home, that is our 235 men's finalists there, just huddling up in the middle of the field. It was Galaxy winners over full circle in the end there in the 35 men's game. Coming up shortly, we do have the open women's final between Bullets and Playing Up. Big women's final. We can't wait to see that one. We will be back at 5:10 coming up shortly. Check out some of the highlights from yesterday's game, drop-off game, and we'll see you in 15 minutes.